outside the border. So whoever joined today, I welcome everybody here in this meeting for Biden for Bangladeshi Virginia team. Thank you so much for being here. All leaders, Southeast Asian senior leaders, Ambassador Siddiqui, Mr. Anis Ahmed, the National Director, and all others, team members, state leaders from Bangladeshis for Biden. So we can start now. And I welcome Mr. Anis Ahmed to say a few words at the beginning. Mr. Anis Ahmed.
First of all, good evening, everybody, and salam and namaskar to everybody who are presenting, who are here. Uh, it is our high honor for Bangladeshi group in America that we have a platform. The platform name is Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. And this is not done in one day. It is with the work of a lot of people behind the scene. And those are recognizable, like Ambassador Osman Siddiqui, my good friend Devang Shah, Neha Dewan, and a lot of people behind it that worked hard to get this platform on the national in the national team. So I must thanks to them what they did for us, and I must we are very proud of it today that we have it. And as soon and again I thank to personally thanks to Ambassador Osman Siddiqui for his mentorship to our community. You are not only mentor of myself, you are the mentor of the whole entire Bangladeshi group in America. And also, I thank to other leaders, Devangsha, Neha Devan, those are the trailblazer for this inception and the formation of this council. And as soon as I get on board as a national director, I had a challenge to do this one, to form this one from scratch to this current position, the situation. We have 13 state directors with their full committees. And I have set up with the advice, with the recommendation, with the approval of my leader, with our leader Neha Dewan, Ambassador Siddiqui, and others, those who are playing behind this, and like Devangsha, Praveen, and others. We have set up this state directors, state committees based on the population, based on the geography, based on the concentration of the Bangladeshi people living, and also culture, and also the voting, that we need to have the votes like swing states and the red states, whatever. So we have it at this moment, and the and all the state directors and the coordinators, they are this leader of the leaders. So this leader of the leaders, they know the community, they know the pulse and hearts of the people. That what I don't know. So I cannot tell what's going on what's in the mind at Washington State, and what the state director over there, Tahamina Watson, knows much better than such as Mosumi Khan. She knows about the pulse of Bangladeshi people in Michigan. So overall, so all these directors, they are very official, and the coordinators, and I'm very proud that I'm working with them and working for them, and they can reach out to the Bangladeshi people, and they're the trailblazers of our community, backbone of our community. And today I can just one announcement I can make in this connection. The state director of Pennsylvania, Mr. Rafiqul Amin Bhuiya, due to his family commitment, he resigned today. So Mr. Kazi Matir Rahman, who is the deputy director, I asked him to continue as acting director until it is approved. So Mr. Kazi Matir Rahman, you are acting director for the state of Pennsylvania. I know it's a big challenge for you. I know it's a big challenge. I know it's a big challenge for you, but you can do it. I have full trust and faith on you. So, and Mr. Ambassador, I am very happy to introduce our new director for acting director of Pennsylvania, who is Mr. Kazim Mutirman. He's a strong background, so he can work on for us. And also Devangsha, just all the people are here, I believe, and Hadian will be very soon. But that's what I understand. If not, then please take my greetings on behalf of her. So this Bangladeshi community, this is the first in America. Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. This is the first in the American history that we have a platform. It's only less than 45 days old. But what we have achieved by this time, we could bring attention to the not only to our community, we could bring attention to other communities because of our involvement, our contribution, and because everybody's participation. Mr. Ambassador will be happy to know, and so other, and as you know, the Bangladeshi already started, it became a friendly competitors with other council. We secured second place in just in consecutive 2 weeks with other, but it's friendly competition. It's nothing the challenge we're doing. Yes, we are going there. Yes, we are doing there. We have energy. We have enthusiasm. We have our talents. We have everything we have, and the leaders that you are right now, and the people you are contributing. So everything for the community. With that, I just give it to floor to lead. It's, Mr. Director of Virginia. So it's your call. What you want to do?
Thank you, Mr. Anis Ahmed, the National Director of Biden, Bangladeshis for Biden. I welcome next to speak a little brief about our goal for Biden and Harris, Mr. Kareem Chaudhary from Staten Island. Mr.
Babu
Kareem
bhai, could you please make it little louder? So it's very hard
Mr.
to hear
Kareem
you.
Chaudhary, please say a few words from your area, please.
Uh,
And
Babubai,
we want everybody to say best brief so we can
No,
talk.
Bauba, when should ambassador speak? You have any idea?
So what you said?
When the ambassador will speak, what time?
Yeah, he will speak. But we expecting like at least 20 more people, so let's get them in.
20 more. Okay, getting okay.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. So,
Okay.
I'll
Good
make you proud, Mr. Anis Ahmed. Don't
No,
worry.
no, 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 no. Everybody's busy time.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Kareem. Ji. Yeah,
Sharafat Hussain.
yeah, Mr. Kareem, please.
I have to jump to another meeting in about 15 minutes. So
Okay.
if you may kindly keep that in mind and let me know if
Sure.
you can prioritize a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Just give me 10 minutes so you're going to start speaking after 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, great.
So after that, I will introduce the ambassador, and then Devangsha. I think Devangsha also has some commitment to go.
Okay, that's fine. They both can talk first. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. And I am so happy to be a part of this great team. And before make myself so happy and my community so happy, because we are a part of a great journey under the leadership of South Asian leadership, including our ambassador, Usman Siddiqui, Debangsha, and Neha Dewan. And of course, Director Anis Ahmed. And the state directors are here, amazing people, and that what they are doing, organizing. This is the first time Anis Bhai said in his opening statement that this is the first time Bangladeshi groups are in a national level. And we have been voting for national level for years. But this is the time under the leadership of the mentioned names and mentors, Bangladeshi people are organized and taking action in their respective communities to engage and deliver some real result. So first of all, I am so proud to be a part of this great journey, the great work we are doing, our leaders are doing. So it is an opportunity for me. Uh, Everybody, if you can please help. I would like to say from the people and the people of Bangladesh who is no matter they are citizen or not, they are so proud. And wherever I speak, wherever I call them, wherever I see them, they are so excited about Bangladeshis for Biden because individually we are registered Democrat, we may have been working, but the support, the dynamicism, here Bangladeshis for Biden Harris delivered. We are more enthusiastic, we are more productive, we are directly engaged with our community. So for giving this opportunity, all the leaders and mentors, I would like to say thank you. The great job you have done, it is an history. It is a history, and our people will remember your contribution to this work. Uh, as part of my work experience in this, I'm Asal National Secretary, so I have been working with many states all over the America, organizing South Asians. But here, as Bangladeshis for Biden, uh, when we are going last several weeks, and we have another 3 weeks plus, and I see the people's enthusiasm, and people are working under the direction of its respective state directors. In New York, we are focusing here in New York while we are contributing to other states like Pennsylvania, Florida. We are making calls and communicate with every group everywhere, even one board. We are reaching out from New York, wherever we can see. Under the leadership of Maap Mesbauddin, New York is well organized, and our coordinators, our leaders here in New York, they are thriving every day. And in our mind, until the November 3rd, we will do everything within our proposal to make our leaders proud and deliver the result on November 3rd. With this note, I would like to say thank you, Mr. Sharafutsan Babu, for outstanding leadership. Thank you, our National Director, Mr. Anis Ahmed, for working hard, constantly communicating with your state directors and teams. That is delivering every day. And we will continue to do this thing until November 3rd. Thank you all. God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. Kareem Chaudhary from Staten Island. Next speaker is our proud director from Michigan, Mosumi Khan, with the new ideas. Mosumi Khan from Michigan.
Assalamualaikum, good afternoon. I understand we have limited time, so thank you, Mr. Sharat, for inviting me. Thank you, Mr. Anis,
কি বলে মতিন ভাই, আমি আনিস ভাই বলছিলাম মেরিল্যান্ড থেকে। আপনি পিছনের আসল ব্যালেন্সটা সরাই ফেলান।
Thank you, সবাই যারা আমাকে invite করেছেন, and Ambassador Osman Siddiq, who I've had the pleasure to know for many years, and I agree with you, he's one of the foundations of our community, and he has a hand in building many future Osman Siddiq and Osmana Siddiqs. He will do that. I know he has done that continuously. He's been a great mentor for many of us. I'm going to share some remarks that are similar to ones that I have shared before, but I think they bear sharing in this context. আমার চারটা remark. I'll limit my remarks to 4 areas. Basically, why this election is important. What are the new ideas, as you mentioned, Mr. Sharat, for the election? Why our community should care. First, internationally, as I've said before, what is the global stage that Bangladesh and America, what are we in? What is the context? And I think Ambassador can speak to this greatly, but certainly never before since the Cold War has there been so much lack of cooperation and lack of competitiveness for the U.S. Dreams, all of us, our country, our economy. So I think first we must have a Biden administration to improve international cooperation, to build and continue to strengthen international institutions. For example, as some of you know, and I've mentioned this before, right, as our virus disease and all of that was increasing. We not only did the US fund it, it was one of the founders, yet we withdrew. We've withdrawn from international treaties like the Paris Climate Agreement. We've from other treaties, and even NATO and other things are in serious jeopardy if our country does not elect Biden for the next 4 years. This is extremely important. Lastly, the economy. One of the things in Michigan we really look at is how the economy is impacting us. And many people are single issue voters. They say economy is going great for me, but so why should I look at Biden? The fact is, and again, others will be able to certainly reinforce this, the global economy is no longer, if America is going to be first, America must cooperate with everybody. So in the context of the global economy, America must be more competitive and must cooperate more. And so I think this is something that we should definitely keep in mind in terms of the international picture. Secondly, national picture. We're talking about, we many of us come from Bangladesh, we're children of immigrants, or we ourselves are immigrants. Why did we come to America? Rule of law, for the values, for the hopes and dreams that America represents. And yet, did you ever imagine that in a presidential debate or in a vice presidential debate, the president would say that they're not sure if they will actually accept a peaceful transition of power? For me, as a lawyer, as a Bangladeshi American, that sent chills down my back, that the fact that there could be any question of a lack of peaceful transition for power, that in fact the judiciary, the fact that separation of powers, checks and balances, these things are seriously in jeopardy today. Secondly, public health. AJ Aprara, in New York, many of you are calling from New York and other places. The disease coronavirus is starting to make a next wave. Yet we have a president now who denies the science behind this. And this is something we must work on in the public health. Lastly, public security. When we talk about rule of law, what do we, we need to be able to count on our police and our governing systems to really maintain that the security that we enjoy in the US, that we feel safe and that we feel that for many of us in our community. I was in New York on 9/11 and I worked in our community, and how scary it was when we didn't know that we could count on that rule of law. I want to talk now about local, and then I'll end about the new ideas, what next. So locally, I'm sitting, I'm from Michigan, and we know the news, the headlines. Did you ever imagine there would be a terrorist plot, a domestic terrorist plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan by a white supremacist militia group? And yet this has happened with the almost, let's say, support and unspoken nod from our leadership. I think this is something very disturbing. In Michigan, the economy, and I know Ambassador Siddiq and others are familiar with the economy. In Michigan, we are a manufacturing economy. We have ties to the rest of the world, whether it's through our auto parts, through our other things. If we do not improve as a country, and I must tell you, the debt in America is $3.1 trillion. Never before has the debt in America increased so much. So those of you who care about the economy, who care about how America is perceived around the world, whether we'll be a land of hope and dream, this is something we must keep in mind. And lastly, I'll conclude about what next. I know we could spend a lot more time, but I want to respect that we have limited time and we'd have other people to get to. The next part is not only for the international cooperation, not only for national concerns about our competitiveness, our financial economic lapses, because we are actually in so much debt. 2 times now, locally, what's going to happen? Now, as I've said before, this is my mantra: focus, fortify, and forward. We must focus our efforts. All of you, the Pennsylvania chapter, Michigan chapter, Florida, all of us, we must work together, focus, and build coalition. We must fortify, strengthen ourselves, and we must get out and vote. In Michigan, we can already vote. I have already voted. I'm requesting those who have early balloting.
Thank you, Ms. Moushumi.
Lastly, we will move forward and we'll get this, bring it home for Bangladesh and for Bangladeshi community. Thank you. Vote for Biden. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moushumi. Very, very, very wonderful bullet points you have just mentioned. Our next speaker is Mr. Usman Siddiqui, but before that, I will recognize some folks. Like we have Mr. Dakal. He's a town council elected official from Herndon, Virginia. Mr. Dakal, we recognize you. Mr. Anisamid, you can say hello to him as well. He's a town council from Herndon City. So Mr. Dakal is here. And also Mr. Mahidur Rahman from London. He's here. He's like my brother. So he's supporting our Biden campaign from there to our people here to vote for Biden. Mr. Mahidur Rahman.
Okay,
And Shopna Moni from Dubai. All three from different area. So Mr. Anisabed, you can say a few words to them, and then Mr.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talking.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sharafuddin Babu. With that, I don't want to hold our guest long. And thank you to everybody who is joining here from overseas, from London to from Dubai and all over the world, whoever here. And thanks to Sharafuddin Babu to bringing those people here to support to the Biden. I don't want to take long time. I want to introduce one person who is the trailblazer, who is the root of our foundation in this country, and who has done something that for the community, Bangladeshi community in America. I want to introduce Mr. Usman Siddiqui. His bio is in the website. You can find him. But I just want to mention one thing. He was the first U.S. ambassador to the foreign country by U.S. government under Clinton era, and he was the ambassador to Fiji and Tobago and other country, and it was in the I believe, late 1990s. And he was the first ambassador not from Bangladesh, first ambassador from South Asian countries and first Muslim ambassador. Without further ado, I request Mr. Ambassador to say a few words for the community. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Anis, for your very kind remarks. You have taken this challenge of organizing the community, and you have done so well. Very proud of you. I also want to thank our state director, Sharafat Hassan Babu, who is one of a kind in the sense that he is absolutely marvelous when it comes to mission-driven objective. I have known Babu for about 20 years or more, and I have never seen somebody with more energy and more enthusiasm for whatever he does. I hope he's doing the same thing, and I'm confident that he'll take Virginians, Bangladesh in Virginia to victory. I could talk, Moshumi Khan spoke a lot about the overall impact a Biden Harris ticket win will bring to the country. So I don't want to sound repetitious. So this event is should be more dedicated to Virginia, the issues that Virginia has, and how Virginia can play a good, a winning role in electing our next president. As you know, the Commonwealth of Virginia is very, very rich in presidential politics, but also it is also very rich by giving birth to 8 former presidents of the United States, starting from William Jefferson to Woodrow Wilson. This year, 2020, Virginia will be delivering a fatal blow to the re-election of Donald Trump, with South Asian and Bangladeshi Americans leading the charge. Over the last 30 years, Virginia has become a wealthier, more diverse, and more crowded state. The population increased from 6 million in 1990 to 8.5 million in 2000. We do not have the census for 2020, but I can tell you that it will be much, much more. This biggest increase has been recorded in Northern Virginia, where I live, where the bulk of South Asian Bangladeshis live. You know, sarcastically, people say that Northern Virginia is a state within a state. Yes, it is, because we have put past presidents over the top, governors, and many other state and national representatives. The number of Virginians born overseas, overseas-born Virginians have skyrocketed from 5% to 12%. Asian community from 2% to 7%. Bangladeshi Americans are the swing voters of this state who will decide who will be our next president. I want to give you a little example. In 1992, President Bill Clinton won 35% of the votes of Loudoun County. 35% in 1992. Guess what? 24 years later, his wife, Hillary Clinton, won it by 55%. So you can see the trajectory that we are going. We are responsible, actually, for turning Virginia from red to blue. The cultural churn produced by a migrant-driven, globalized, information-based economy gave suburban Virginia a different population base with different structure of values which helped in this transformation. Today, Virginia's governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, 2 senators, 7 out of the 11 congressional seats are held by Democrats. In 2018, we also turned the state legislature Democratic. And if you look at the demographics of where the votes are coming from to swing this great state of Commonwealth of Virginia blue, which was red hot just decades ago, it is Northern Virginia. And this is where the Bangladeshi American are concentrated on. So we urge all of us not to waste any more time, not to sit on our laurels, but for the next few days, few weeks, work as hard as we can to make sure that we elect President Joe Biden and Harris ticket, and also the down ballot Democratic tickets that we are going on. Real good news is Real Clear Politics, which takes the average of polls, show Biden leading in Virginia by 11 points. And frankly speaking, we have seen polls before, and we don't want to sit tight on that. We think that we still have work to do, and we can do so if all of us, tighten our belt, roll up our sleeves, and get to work. You must remember that demographic power is meaningless unless everyone votes. Early voting has already started in Virginia, and I hope you will encourage others along with you to go and vote early. If not, make sure that they are able to vote on November 3rd. Otherwise, make sure that they vote by mail. We have no time to wait. On November 3rd, if we find by the end of the evening that Virginia has voted for the Biden-Harris ticket, I guarantee you the wind will be out of the sail for the Trump re-election committee, and we will smoothly sail towards victory for the whole ticket. So I want to be brief, but you got my drift. We cannot sit on our laurels. We have to work hard. We have to make sure that every vote is counted. We have to make sure that we all go to vote, when we make sure that others are also able to go to work. Otherwise, as you know, President Trump is trying to delegitimize the results of the election. He can only do so if states like Virginia waver. And we cannot do that. We have to send a strong message. And the message is an overwhelming, resounding victory for Biden and Harris. I will end here because I know a lot of people will have to be speaking tonight. And thank you very much, Sharafat Hassan Babu, Anis Ahmed, and everybody else. I also would be remiss if I didn't say hello to Devang Shah. He's an unbelievable help to the community, and he has always been at the side of Bangladeshi Americans. Thank you, Devang.
Thank you.
Mr. Siddiqui,
Thank
elected
you.
official, Mr. Dakal, Pradeep Dakal is here. He's from Nepal. You can say
Thank you.
such a few words to him.
Thank you.
Mr. Dakal, say hi to Mr. Siddiqui. He's ambassador, U.S. ambassador to
Okay.
Fiji when Clinton was president. So Mr. Dakal, unmute and say hi to Mr. Siddiqui. He's a town council from London.
Can you guys hear?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussain, Sharafat. I know Mr. Sharafat for the past 2-3 years, maybe 2 years, when he was running for 33rd district primary, and this gentleman has never lost his energy. Every single time I get to speak with him, spend time with him, he is actually. And so thank you for inviting me here, and thank you, everyone. Just wanted to tell you, I'm really glad to see how Bangladeshi community is coming together to help Biden-Harris campaign. Virginia is good. We are not taking it for granted, but I would urge everybody to put your talk to your friends from Ohio, from Michigan, from North Carolina, from Georgia, where we really need victory. So I hope everybody is working hard. I'm a Nepalese immigrant, and our Nepalese community is working hard for that victory. Mr. Devanta knows, how hard Harry Kunari from Baltimore and other people, because he joins our call as well. We've been working hard. And also I wanted to tell you, not just the presidential election, but there are a lot of friends who are running for the local issues also. These issues also matter. So wherever you find people, Asian American running for different seats, I'm running for council, please support them, please help them, because these are our future leaders, and that's how we actually encourage our generations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dakal. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Sharafat.
Siddiqui has to go, I know. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Ambassador, being with us today. We are honored to have you on our board. And Mr. Anis, please
thank you.
welcome Mr. Devansha.
I request everybody, please mute yourself. Please mute.
We've
They,
all been talked. We everybody will have a
please
chance to
mute,
talk.
please mute yourself.
Thank
This
you.
makes a big
Thank you,
noise.
Ashraf. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Siddiqui.
I request everybody, this is now broadcasting through live. Please everybody mute. Everybody, please
Okay.
mute. Okay, now without for I mean, I want to introduce one of my good friend, who is from the inception of this council. He has been working hard to get this council on board.
Yes.
He is a very good friend of me, Mr. Debangsha. He's not only a lawyer, he is a politician too. He has a great contribution in the political era in America. Mr. Debangsha, I don't want to talk too much about you. It's your floor. Please give us some thoughts and ideas and a blessing. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Devangsha.
you, thank you. Ambassador Siddiqui has been quite a trailblazer for the South Asian community for these several decades. He's completely right what's happened in Virginia. What we see in Virginia is basically the roadmap for how we turn this country more blue. As the Asian American population has increased in Virginia, what we see is that state went from red hot to blue. And we see this throughout the country in Nevada, Arizona, and other states, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. Asian American population increases, including the South Asian and Bangladeshi populations. The state turns blue and we become more credible. This organization was not for, there's a lot of noise coming in, Anis, from somebody.
Yeah, yes.
I
Please,
unmuted Lord. I unmuted Lord. So it's getting yeah.
and
Go
you
ahead.
mute everybody,
Yeah.
please.
So this organization was started by South Asians for Biden, which works hand in hand with the Biden campaign. Basically, it wasn't symbolic for any reason. It was started because the Biden campaign, South Asians Biden, realized that you could make a difference, that this community is actually could be the margin of victory. This was not just symbolic to say, oh, let's have the Bangladeshis involved. So what's happening that makes it really worthwhile and effective? Well, there are two things. We've seen significant growth in this population over the last decade to 20 years. Okay, it's been and over 150% increase in population in the last 20 years alone. And again, as Ambassador Siddiqui pointed out, the 2020 census has not come out, but the numbers are going to increase dramatically. The other thing that has made it very important for the Bangladeshi community to be the margin of victory is there are more states with the lower threshold of victory. So in 2012, we only had 2 states where the threshold of victory was 2% or less. In 2016, it was 6 states that had that percent. And what we're doing in Virginia and Maryland is we are exporting our people to Pennsylvania and North Carolina, the 2 battleground states. Okay. And also, we're looking to go to Michigan. Now, if we take those 3 states with the electoral votes, Trump won all of those states by a total of 80,000 votes. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan by just 80,000. It was 13,000 in Michigan, 23,000 in Wisconsin, 44,000 in Pennsylvania. And if we flip those 3 states with the Bangladesh population uh, and keep every other state, Joe Biden will win 278 to 260. Now, we don't have one election in this country. We have 50 different elections, and it's winner take all for each state. And basically, these 3 swing states will stem the electoral college. So Biden would win by 7 or 8 votes, actually. So that's what we need to do moving forward. Okay. So is there a power of the Bangladeshi community? Is it a reality or a myth? Okay. And it's a reality that the Bangladeshi community can make an impact. You can have your voices heard in and you have made it heard in every sector of the American society, including law, medicine, business, arts. But now you could make a difference in American politics. And that starts with voting, getting actively involved and taking a stance. And today is a really important step, but you've got to call into Pennsylvania. You've got to call your friends in North Carolina and Michigan and other battleground states. You've got to engage in registering to vote. You got a phone bank into those swing states, text, donate, attending virtual rallies as you are today. And what we're also seeing in the community is a lot of unity between us, right? I'm Indian, you're Bangladeshi with Pakistanis. We're putting our differences from back home aside, and we're concentrating and focusing on what's important in this country for our children or grandchildren. That's what we need to do. We live in this country, or we're going to live here for generations. We've got to put the old differences behind, be united, and get rid of Trump from office and have Joe Biden win. So thank you for everything you do. Anita, for your leadership, and all of you for your leadership and what you're doing throughout the country. The Bangladeshi community, this council was started because you're going to make a difference. You know, make us feel proud that we started it and make that difference. So thank you very much. And I'm going to run to my next event, Anis. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr.
Devansha. Thank you.
Devansha. Thank you so much for coming.
One thing I need to note it here that Devansha is one of the few people that worked very hard from the beginning of this to get this Bangladeshi Council on board. And I congratulate, and I have been working with him for many years, and he has been supporting to me, and I also support him. And another thing I want to make a note on it. His daughter, who is Bianca Shah, who worked intern with me, and now she became a national figure, Bianca Shah. So I'm very proud of her. And Mr. Devansha, we the community, we are grateful to you for this Bangladeshi community to come into this era, and with other two others people like Nehadian, Amit Shah, and others. So anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for time to come over here, and I appreciate, and see you next time. And Devansha. And with that, the floor is to State Director, Mr. Sharapathan Babu. You continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anis. So, Mr. Devansha, thank you so much for your time. And next speaker is actually, we have a lot of speakers here, and I want to introduce some of the new folks who are here. People are coming and going. Mr. Joshim Buya from New York, he's like my brother. Mr. Shahid Khan Chaudhary from Maryland. Mr. Mujibur Rahman Mazumdar, Dr. Mujibur Rahman Mazumdar from New York, and also Shahak Al Babasid Shahak from Maryland. Mr. Tufail Ahmed is from Virginia. Farooq Sharkar from Florida.
Selim Reza
Salim, Salim Raza is my another brother from New York. He's great. He's gonna campaign for Biden, at least Pennsylvania and Michigan with Mosumi too. Mosumi Khan, we will give you a lot of hands anyway. So
জোহরাও আছে মনে হয়
we've already introduced Zohra Begum from New York, and Shapna from Dubai, Babu from Maryland, and also Miss Misba. Next speaker is Miss Mesba anyway. Mesba, you get ready. So you're gonna speak next. Shapna Moni from Dubai, Zohra Begum from New York, and Karim Salahuddin. You are the next second speaker from Bangladeshi president from Washington D.C., Virginia. Saleh Ahmed Manik. And let me introduce others. So some come, Mr. Mizam from Staten Island, Mr. Farooq Hussain from New Jersey, Mohiddin Anwar Jahangir from Virginia. He's another brother from my side. And I can see Adnan Islam. She's Asali Adnan. আপনার নাম কি Adnan Islam, like a different name?
My name is Adan Islam.
Adan Islam.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good to see you. And Ms. Ba also introduce you guys. And Muhammad Shahjalal Shimon, thank you so much. Kazi Rahman, congratulations to you for your new position. Mr. Anis Ahmed just announced as the Pennsylvania.
Thank you so much, and I'm so grateful to all of you to give me the opportunity.
Thank you. Kabirul Islam from Maryland. Thank you for joining. And M. Islam from Maryland as well. And Mr. Mukit, another Asal leader from our area. He's our Secretary General for U.S. Capitol. So Mr. Mukit is working for Biden as well. Nice. Mr. Akbar Hussain. And so many others I'll introduce down the road. Next speaker, I welcome Mr. Mif Mesbah, the New York State Director for Bangladeshis for Biden. Please, Mr. Mesbah.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to you all. Good to be with you. As I always say, I'm very honored to be part of you. I'm very proud that I'm a Bangladeshi origin, and I am very elated that we are working with a group of people. We are going to make the difference from the community board to the corporate board to the city council to the state house to the White House. We are here to stay. We are American, and Bangladeshis are the front runner. That is the pride I keep in my mind all the time. In a community base, I am the founder and national president of the Alliance of South Asian American Labor, and also the Bangladeshis for Biden New York director. But I have few friends already here because it is very important that we keep and make it sound like a family business. And it is indeed a family business. Otherwise, your family will fail to rise into the occasion. And these are the occasions we are creating through this process of campaigning for Biden and Harris. Next 22 days will determine our destiny for the future. With me is our National Secretary Kurim Chaudhary, who already spoke. He always speaks so good. After him, there is nothing left for me to say, but I still always try. And also, the very person who has arranged this is our Sharafat Hussain Babu. I have seen many organizers. I think he beats all of us combined. The reason is that look at this today's meeting. It is a worldwide meeting. I appreciate and I am so honored that you are leading SAL Washington DC chapter. And with that, Mukit Asif, who already you introduced, is there, and Dr. Mujibur Rahman from our Brooklyn, and also Muhammad Ali Hussain from Georgia is there. And I think Farooq Hussain, Farooq Hussain is the president of New Jersey chapter, director of New Jersey, but he's working in the right place in Florida. And last 2 months, he made the calls from New Jersey. Then he traveled to Florida with 500 of his union members. He'll be speaking very soon. And of course, Moushumi Khan, what I can tell you. I am so honored. She's part of Michigan SAL and she has spoken. Akbar Hussain, New Jersey, our organizer, one of the best. He just did his New Jersey chapter meeting yesterday, New Jersey Biden yesterday. Adan Islam, our Queen's Women's Secretary, so progressive, so advanced. I think you will hear from her very soon. And our news media partner, US News Online, Shakawat Hussain Salimba is there. And Kazimodur Rahman, you deserve what I told you from the beginning. And you are back there. So you will be leading Pennsylvania, one of the largest state in the country, and Pennsylvania. We need Pennsylvania to win, and we're going to win this time. And with that, also just to say, Anish Bhai, you are a miracle man. How you do it, I don't know. But knowing you for last over 20 years and being you part of the ASAL, I have always admired you, your leadership. You are so quiet, but you are so giant. Only God knows what he gave inside you. And that is why you are leading such a big organization. Usman Siddiqui has left. I know him for 100 years, but he does not know me. And I don't even mind for that. In general, when I meet someone, I don't take their cards. I give them my cards to them because I volunteer everywhere. And even I was saying that to Nina Ahmed, which we did just 2 hours ago, we did the Pennsylvania chapter under the leadership of Mudir Rahman Bakaji, Mudir Rahman Sahib. We told same thing. I met Nina Ahmed 10 years ago, and everybody was taking her card because she's Obama's AAPI advisor. I only took my card and gave it to her and said that if you ever need me, call me. I'll volunteer for you. And finally, she's now the statewide auditor general. So same thing to all of you. You don't need to know me well. All I can say that I am here to help each one of you. But the task that we have to help elect Biden is the most important part. I know Moushumi mentioned about the global economy, and Osman Chaudhary gave the nitty-gritty, and Devang also mentioned about how we can make the difference in particular states. Look, here, this is for Bangladeshis, and we are campaigning with our Bangladeshi group. In this country, we are the new community. We have so many problems. Our issues are undefined, and our solutions are few. The first thing that we face is the economy. I know everybody, whomever you call, even within the Bangladeshis, they say economy is the best now. And yesterday, I think someone was saying that, a guy said that, oh my God, I am making some money in Wall Street. What he does not know, less than 1% Bangladeshis has money in Wall Street. The 99% of the Bangladeshis are the victim of this Trump economy. How you can say that? Very simple. I say this so that you will understand it. If a Bangladeshi family, husband, wife with 2 child, if your income is 26,200 less than that, you are a poor of the poorest in America. And that number during Obama's time was only 8%. Today, that number is 13%. So under Trump last 4 years, it went up by 5%. And I can assure you, I have seen now more poor Bangladeshis on the street of New York City, and anywhere I call, because of the COVID, we know that we have are the victim. Yes. So then what do you call that? Think about this way. We bring our family, then health insurance is a right. But there is no right in this country, because if he wants to dilute or get rid of the Obamacare, most of the Bangladeshi people, to me, 20 million Americans now covered under Obamacare. If there is a 500,000 Bangladeshis, I tell you 999,000 Bangladeshis are part of that Obamacare. And if Trump gets reelected, he's going to dismantle it completely, totally, unequivocally. OP1, DB1 brought only 50,000 Bangladeshis in this country, but we say there are 500,000 Bangladeshis. Why? Because we brought them by family immigration, chain immigration. I came, I applied all my 4 brothers and 3 sisters. They, each of them about 4 people, and last 30 years, we are now 500,000. I guarantee you, if anyone tells you other than this, if Trump gets elected, you will lose the chain immigration, period. Nobody can change it. It is already there. Moushumi mentioned, they are already checking our citizenship. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years ago, you became citizen. They are going back to look into those citizenship application. If we made anything they are wrong, they want to throw us out. And they are indeed doing that. So this election is not American election. This election is not for the future of the generation to come. This election is for us. This election for you, me, and my family. So we all can do it. Believe me, if next 22 days, if we all work as if it is my own election, I think everybody is saying that to you. It is not only Biden Harris. It is from the bottom to the top. Everywhere you see someone is talk about you. Your issue is their part of their agenda. Then he's your candidate. I don't care whether there is a South Asian candidate or Bangladeshi candidate. It does not matter. We cannot be a candidate very soon, except Din Ahmed in Pennsylvania and Donna Imam in Texas. Please vote for them too. Do anything and everything you can do. But this election is for us to lose. If we lose, we will go 100 years back. Even if we win, I am telling this, people does not realize what I am saying. Very simple. Even if we win this election, Trump has already pushed this country back to 30 years because he has appointed 300 judges. He has changed the Supreme Court 6-3. That will last next 30 years. You cannot do anything. Believe me, if you want to even build a mosque and that become a case and it goes to a court and court will decide that you cannot have a mosque. I assure you, I know that I am doing this 36 years. Most of you have a job and then do politics. And I do politics as a job. So I know it. Please, with that note, I am urging you, please do all you can. Next 22 days, we have the SAL in all states. We are working with them. All of us, my leaders, those who are here, we are working continuously. We all want the Virginia, Bangladeshis for Biden work harder next 22 days. God bless you. Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
Thank you so much for your very, very wonderful remarks. Next speaker is Mr. Mahidur Rahman from London. He's overseas, so he will say just few words. Mr. Mahidur Rahman, he's our guest. What is going on? Mr. Mahidur Rahman, unmute and say a few words.
Hello.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. And I think
congratulations to your son's marriage today.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I just arrived home, but I was so eager to join when you invited me to join your campaign for Mr. Biden. Joe Biden is a very good man, and I think he is the most befitting candidate for USA presidential candidate. And I wish him all the best, and I urge all the Bangladeshi community to support him because America needs a change. They need a good, statesman. They need a good president, and I think Mr. Joe Biden is the best man to lead the country ahead. And I wish your campaign to be successful, and I wish Mr. Joe Biden to be successful in the next forthcoming election, and may God make him a president of the country and make the country, a good leadership. And I think he will be a most befitting president for Immigration Society also. So I urge all the Bangladeshi community as well as other minority communities to support him so that he can win the election, and a change will be there for America. America needs a change. Mr. Trump, to my knowledge and to my understanding, whatever he has done. But I don't want to criticize him, but it needs a change. And Mr. Biden is the best person to replace him. Thank you very much for inviting me to join your campaign. My best wishes for your campaign as well as for Mr. Biden. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much, Mr. Mahadeva from London. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Yeah, God bless you. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Karim Salahuddin from Virginia. He is a proud president of Bangladesh. Mr. Karim Salahuddin is a very strong supporter and activist for Biden campaign. He's with our team. Please, Mr. Karim Salahuddin. Unmute, please. Mr. Karim, unmute yourself. Okay, let me unmute you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Babu Bhai and Anis Bhai. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. It's my honor to join with you. আমি আমার যেই দায়িত্ব আপনারা দিয়েছেন সেই দায়িত্বকে সম্পূর্ণ করার জন্য আমি আপ্রাণ চেষ্টা করছি। আমি আমার নেবারহুড, ফ্রেন্ডস, ফ্যামিলিজ সবাইকে এনকারেজ করছি ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য, এবং আমি এও অফার করেছি যে যারা রাইট না থাকে প্লিজ কল মি এনি টাইম, আই উইল ডু ইট ফর ইউরসেলফ। অ্যান্ড আমি আমার ইউনিয়নের মেম্বার, আমি লোকাল 25-এর মেম্বার অলসো। আমি সেখানেও কল দিয়ে বলেছি যে তোমরা বাইডেন ক্যাম্পেইনের জন্য তোমরাই করো, এবং তারা স্পষ্টভাবে আমাকে জানাইছে যে হ্যাঁ তারাও ক্যাম্পেইন করতেছে। এবং আমি শুধু বাঙালি কমিউনিটি না, আমার স্প্যানিশ কিছু কলিগস আছে, ফ্রেন্ডস আছে, তাদেরকেও বলেছি ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য, এবং আই ডু মাই বেস্ট। আমাকে যদি পার্সোনালি কোনো দায়িত্ব আপনারা দিতে চান, প্লিজ ফিল ফ্রি টু কল মি ডাইরেক্টলি, I'll do my best. এবং অন্য কোনো স্টেটের সাথে যোগাযোগ করতে হলে বা যেতে হলে I'm very free right now, so I can go and I can do whatever is my responsibility. I'll do it for you guys, no problem. And next 22 days আমি ইনশাআল্লাহ ভালোভাবে কাজ করব, এবং যেভাবেই হোক আমাকে আপনারা যদি যা ইনফর্ম করবেন I'll do it my best. And এখানেও যারা আছে, আমি বাবু ভাইকে আগেও বলেছিলাম যে আপনারা যদি আমাকে কিছু দিতে পারেন, ওই যে ফ্লায়ার বা কার স্টিকার এরকম যদি এবার বছর বাইডেন হ্যারিস ক্যাম্পেইনের জন্য করে, তাহলে আমার মনে হয় এটা ভালো পাবলিসিটি হবে। আমি নেবারহুডে বা ফ্রেন্ড সার্কেলে, মসজিদে সবাইকে দিলে তারা একটু এনকারেজ হবে আর কি ভোট দেওয়ার জন্য। এবং আমাদের প্রত্যেকের দায়িত্ব, ফ্রেন্ডস, ফ্যামিলি, রিলেটিভস, মসজিদে যে যেখানে যান সবাইকে বলেন যে ভোট যেন দেয়। ভোট দিলে ইনশাল্লাহ আমাদের জয় অনিবার্য। এটাই আমার বক্তব্য। আশা করি আমাদের এটা যাত্রা শুভ হবে এবং আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য সফল হবে। আল্লাহ আমাদের সহায় হবে ইনশাআল্লাহ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Thank you, Mr. Karim Salahuddin. Next speaker is Johra Begum from New York. Johra Begum. Johra, please unmute and speak.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. And I feel really honored to come and join with you. It's like a community in our Southern Asian country. As a Bangladesh, we are all together here. We've been supporting Joe Biden for our coming president because of we feel like the current president is not as responsible as we are thinking that he should be. So everybody says a lot of words, and I'm not that involved, but as a citizen of America, I can tell one thing: we should go to vote on November 3rd, early as possible, vote, and then try to like support 100% with community, tell other people to vote for Joe Biden and like let him to win and make ourselves as a community and make ourselves as a good citizen so proud. That's all. Thank you.
Thank, thank you, Ms. Yora. Thank you for your time. Thanks for the nice words. And next speaker is
Tomorrow you come by
Mr. Mojibur Rahman Mozumdar from New York. Mr. Mojibur Rahman Mozumdar. Please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Babu, my younger brother. Thank you for inviting us into this thing. I'm Dr. Mujibur Rahman Mujumdar. I'm the Associate Professor of Medicine at Brookdale Hospital. I'm being in this country for 35 years, and I can tell you one thing. This is the first time I see that Bangladesh is actively participating in the national level. I thank our ambassador Siddiqui and Anis Bhai for their vision to bring us into this level. In this moment, I also would like to thank you, Mesbah Bhai, who's basically understood this long ago, that our community, if you want to have something done for our community, the South Asian has to get involved in the political system in this country. As we are citizens, all of us, going to be here. Our children are going to be here, and this is now, next to Bangladesh, this is our country. So I thank you, Meza Bhai, for have this vision many years ago and accumulated South Asian, especially Bangladeshis, into this political system from a local level to a state level, now we're in the national level. And I also like to mention Karim Chaudhary, who is a marvelous assistant to Mesbah Bhai, who is unbelievable and workhorse, and brought this organization, ASAL, to this level in a national level. And this is, we are very fortunate to have people like Mesbah Bhai and Karim Bhai, and especially Anis Bhai and our ambassador Siddiqui brother, who is bringing us into this level. I like to mention one thing. I'm being in this place for some time. I studied here. One thing I noticed in politics, that we vote, but if we are not involved into the system, then the vote that we gave, our people that we gave, they don't get the fruit out of it. So I will request Anis Bhai, I will request our ambassador and Medha Bhai and all the leaders to just don't end our job at on November 3rd. We also have to make sure that our people, whoever has whatever expertise they have, they should be involved in future process where we can play a role into the policy making that going to help our community along with whole American community. If it's only voting and then we don't get involved into the system to change our future, then it's going to be an exercise every 4 years. They will come and will vote, and somebody will take the fruit from our hand. So I would like the national leader to have the vision, and I'm pretty sure they do have. Just want to just share that they must make sure that people that working so hard, and being a Bangladeshi community, which is only one of the community among all this community in this country, becoming the second in the campaign, Biden campaign, doing such a marvelous job that they are now in the second level into this, though it's not a competition, but within ourselves, it's like a competition. And with such a short time, we reach there. I'm pretty sure Biden campaign is noticing this thing, and they know how committed our people is. And I'm from Brooklyn. I'm the chapter president from Brooklyn for ASAL, and we are doing the phone banking. We're involving people, and for last several years, in fact, we are involved in local congressmen, state congressmen, election, and everything with the leadership of Mesbah Bhai and Karim Bhai, and they're doing such a marvelous job. But this is the opportunity that came to our door that I think we should take this advantage, and so that in future when we go to our community and South Asian community, they can see that by involving ourselves into the system, how significantly we can affect their life, their children's life, and their future generation life in this country. So it is very important that we, people that are working hard for this campaign should be somehow be involved into the system for future and reward them for their work for this Biden and Harris campaign. I'm confident that inshallah Biden and Harris can will win the election, and along with them, we like to see the majority senators from our side win, so that we have a Senate majority and all the local governments. So we have to work really for every level so that we can make a big difference. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Maduda. Thank you. Next speaker is Shapna Modi from Dubai. Please say a few words for Biden. Thank you for being with us.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Shapna Moni. I am Bangladeshi. I live in Dubai. I proud feel today joining Bangladeshi community with me, invite me. Thank you, Shariful Islam Babu Bhai. Thank you, Bangladeshi community. আমি আশা করব যদিও আমি ইলেকশনে আমার কোনো ভোট নাই, কিন্তু আমার আত্মীয় স্বজন আছে বাংলাদেশি ভাইদেরকে সবাইকে আমি অনুরোধ করব যে বাইডেনকে যেন নির্বাচিত করে। আমি সবার প্রতি অনেক অনেক সালাম এবং দোয়া। শরীফুল ইসলাম বাবু ভাইকে আবারও থ্যাঙ্কস টু, ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।
আমার নামটা শারাফত হোসেন বাবু, আমি ইনভাইট করেছি, নামটা তো জানতে হবে। ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আজকে অনেক রাত আমি জানি ওখানে। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। ইউ ক্যান স্টে এন্ড শি ইজ টেকিং আওয়ার পিকচার্স ফ্রম দেয়ার। থ্যাঙ্কস মৌসুমি আপা, আপনারা থ্যাংক ইউ দেবেন। ওকে, হি ইজ ডুইং দ্য পিকচার্স ফ্রম অল অফ ইউ গাইস। নেক্সট স্পিকার ইজ মিস্টার Mizan from Staten Island, and then Mr. Shohag, then Mr. Sharkar. Actually, after Mizan is Mr. Selim Reza from New York, and then Shohag and Sharkar. Please go ahead.
Mizan is from Albany, New York.
Albany, New York. Mizan Bhai is my very good friend. Yes, he is good. Mizan Bhai, I'm watching you with a very nice background. Go ahead, please.
New York Capital District's president.
Yeah, it's been an honor to be with you. Very great leaders, and bringing and giving us a lot of hope. And finally, we are going to get the recognition of what we can do. And I believe we are very strong enough together to make a big difference in taking any kind of challenge, especially in the upcoming presidential election. So as a proud member of ASAL family and the New York Capital Region Chapter President of ASAL, I would first like to express my thanks and heartfelt gratitude, and I do that over and over, to our great leaders, Ambassador Usman Siddiqui, Dibang Shah, Neha Dewan, and our National Council Director Anis Ahmed, Deputy Director Anika Rahman, and my mentor and political leader, Maf Mesbauddin Muhammad Karim Chowdhury, and today's moderator, amazing Sharafat Hussain, my dear Babu Bhai, and other distinguished leaders, state directors and coordinators for creating this momentum. Your vision and actions served and delivered the Deshi communities, our South Asian communities, with the products and services they exactly dreamed for years to achieve. Bangladeshis and South Asians have been getting closer and closer to each other and enjoying the festivities of the union and the election activities through the virtual meetings almost every day, phone banking, and other social and community events. Our people have been working hard and smart and creating significant milestones almost every step on the way in terms of voting registrations, getting out to vote, right to vote, one after another, in order to ensure the confirmation of a big win of Biden-Harris tickets in the upcoming election. Dear leaders, you have created the beginning of a great history by architecting this platform as a part of the South Asian for Bidens and Bangladeshi for Bidens. Like my mentor Karim Bhai told you at the beginning, please continue this effort. And I believe we're going to win the election. Biden will be the president, and our activities, our actions will be recognized by the national campaign. And also I've been doing phone banking. Today I made a lot of calls to Michigan, and I noticed one very fine thing. please try to address those things. A lot of people took the call, and when I mentioned that I am calling from Biden-Harris campaign and Democratic Party, and I realized people don't want to talk anything about the election. And I don't know what is that. I thought they initially they take the call with a lot of pride and excitement because of the they see a connection. When I talk, I sound like they see the people like that. So I don't know why it's happening. So everybody said that we don't want to talk about the election and who to vote. But I send my message to them. So our national leaders here, please think about it and try to address the issues behind it. And I would like to mention again your dedication, professionalism, and intellectually smart guidance. I would like Maubai always guide us intellectually. And that is already recognized and established by the campaign. And that recognition continuously inspiring our rapidly growing deshis to play their roles in what we are expecting and what they are needed at the grassroots level to achieve the great victory in 2020. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And I wish all of you best of luck. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mizan. Thank you. Next speaker is Selim Reza from Habib Rahman Selim Reza from New York, and then Joshim Bhuiya from New York, then Shohak from Maryland, Abu Saleh from. We have like 6, 7 speakers, including some female. So please be patient. We all will speak. Everybody, yeah, listen to everybody. Thank you so much. Next, Selim Reza.
সারাবত ভাই জর্জিয়ার নাম ভুলে গেছেন?
Oh my God, Georgia. Yes, sorry, sir. No, I'm putting Moti Rahman Kazi bhai. I'll get to you guys.
Ali Hussain.
Ali Hussain, yes, and also Kazi Rahman. So,
Good,
yeah,
good evening. Thank you so much. You guys is invite to me this program. So I will say something is the Biden as Harris. We want to Bangladeshi community everywhere, all over the country is we want to vote for Biden and Harris, and we need to change this. This guy is going to be kicked out. This the America is the no more 4 years again. So this guy is horrible. This country right now. So we need to Biden and Harris. I'm going to urge to Bangladeshi people and South Asian people, please vote for November 3rd, Biden and Harris. We need to elect it for them, and we need to big victory November 3rd, and we need to get out this country, this the power. This guy is horrible. This guy is the Democrat candidate, Republican candidate. We can believe this guy is, if he's coming is again is 4 years is this country is going to be mess this country. Please, Bangladeshi community, please, I urge you, please go to vote November 3rd. Everyone go to your vote and relative, everyone, please. Thank you so much. You invite this program. So thank you, Sharafat Hussain Babu. And long time after I see my brother, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Muzumdar, I happy to see him. I thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Selim. Next speaker, thank you so much for your remarks. Next is Mr. Farooq Shakar from Florida. Just brief, okay? Just few seconds. Okay? Some of them are going to go another meeting, so we have almost 2 hours. Within 30 minutes, we're going to wrap up. So just brief. Thank you, Mr. Farooq Shakar, for waiting long time. Next is Farooq Shakar from Florida. He's a very good activist. Unmute, please.
ঢুকলাম তো
Yes, right now. It's okay now.
I have to announce my wife Sultana Ahmed, the Women's Affairs Chairman, is in from outside. Say hi to my wife, to everybody, Mosumi Khan and others, the females mostly. Babli is here.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, she's from the phone, so you cannot see her face. I'm hiding her, okay?
We need dinner.
Okay, next speaker
I'm in virtual dinner.
We need dinner.
You did virtually, brother.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Farooq Shakar, go ahead.
Virtually. All right, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you, Mr. Sharafat Hussain Babu Bhai, invite me to attend this virtual meeting. And last time also I attended to the ASAL meeting And really, first of things, and I respected all of them leaders, and I'm from Florida. And why? Well, first we have to choose why we choose Mr. Biden and Harris. We have to go through that one first. Because of that, look at this one. And recently, pandemic, what Mr. Trump is did it. He destroyed all of our country in America. I'm talking about the America. In the New York, if governor don't take the, then New York will be mad. He never listened to the. So this is the New York is safe. Right now, Florida, the Republican governor, he tried to open everything, but we control that one. But till now, is not 100%, but is open. First of things, Mr. Donald Trump is not like Muslim people. I have a video clip one. He ABC News, CNN, everyone direct. He says that a Muslim is a terrorist. But how about the Michigan governor? Who did it that one? I mean, if you go through that one, then all white people they are doing, but blame on come to the Muslim. But first of things that we are working very hard in Florida to make this happen to the Democratic. Then let's get it done with over with. We are just talking. No, we have to go through the action also too. We have to do physical work. Phone banking, this is the most important part. If everyone does the 5 or 10 calls, there could be happen the positive 2 of them. So that is our 2 of them. This is a positive. Plus, I'm doing that one anyway. But today I have evening time also. I have another meeting for the Biden group, Democratic group. Our friend is actually candidate, Imtiaz Muhammad. I support him. He is a long-term friend, more than 25 years. And we are working very hard for him and also Democratic, all of them. So please, I request to each and everyone, every state, it's not only Florida, every state, try to make understand to all of them citizenship why we are for Biden and Harris. Because of that, we have to have the future. If not, then we are going to each other. I could be good position, but my neighbor is not going to be good position. So immigration problem, a lot of status is involved. So please, I request each and everyone. I'm doing myself to each and everyone and talking to everyone. So why we are choosing the Biden and Harris? What our benefited or what is not personal benefited for country benefited. We need to Obama what he has given to us 2008 it was a disaster. After that, he built up the country, then he already took that one. I mean, economic overall global we are not good situation. We are not a good situation. Pandemic we are not good situation. By February we have to have already CNN report. Everybody knows that one. So he's not taking care of anything. He's making drama. Then a pandemic is the coronavirus, nothing. Don't take it out. He just came from the hospital and take it out the mask. He don't want to show the mask. So he's our model, and what we learn from him. So we have to change, make the changes. Please, the changes, and we'll be fine. Rather than we are talk, but we have to do physical work too also. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Mr. Shafazuddin Babu, to everyone. And Assalamu alaikum.
Well, thank you. Next speaker is Al Babu Sen Shohak. A few seconds. Shohak, please go ahead. And after that, Mr. Tufail.
Good evening, all leaders, activists, and members. I'm not going to say too long. I'm going to say a little bit short about my last 10 years experience. I work with Mr. Sharafatushan Babu and Mr. Anis Ahmed. I learned something from both of them about Democrat campaign. So last president election, I worked with Mr. Anis Ahmed. He gave us lots of direction and we follow that. So my question is how we can get Bangladeshi Asian communities voter list. That way, I think we can make a phone call every day, at least 5 to 10 phone call from myself, from my family, maybe my daughter. She can call someone else because she have no school. She's doing online class right now. So I want to share with you guys this idea. If we use our family members to make a phone call every day, 5 to 10, you, your daughter, your son, your family, relatives, everyone. So that way we can encourage our Bangladeshi community to vote for Biden Harris. So that's all. So if you guys give us that voter list, Mr. Sharapatushan Babu and Mr. Anis Ahmed, so I can try that way. I believe is going to be help for our Bangladeshi community, encourage them to vote for Biden Harris. Thank you everyone, and thank you so much, Mr. Sharapatushan Babu, invite me to join this meeting.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
and good night, everyone.
Next one, Mr. Tufail Ahmed. Few words. And next, Adnan Islam.
আপনার ডিস্ট্রিক্ট গুলো দিবেন না, ডিস্ট্রিক্ট গুলো আগে দিবেন।
দিচ্ছি আমি আবার চলে আসছি।
আপনারা আপনারা আত্মীয় স্বজনদের মিটিং করেন।
না, এটা ঠিক বলেন না। It's okay. আমরা আত্মীয় স্বজন, আমরা সব leaders of leaders. Go ahead, Mr. Tufail Ahmed.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Sarapat Hussain Babu and Anis Ahmed to working hard for democratic parties on this election and pick me as a chief coordinator.
Working hard, yes.
For one thing I can realize, and I'm doing this, just to encourage people go for vote. Here in Virginia, so 90% Bangladeshi people living in Northern Virginia. So Northern Virginia is like a vote bank for Democrat. But problem is Bangladeshi people don't like to go for vote.
Yes.
They are voter, they are registered voter, but they don't like to go to vote. So last 2-3 weeks, at least I make more than 100 phone calls. All my neighbor, I know lots of people in Northern Virginia. I live in here like 25 years. So I make a phone call if you don't have a time in election day. So why not go for absentee vote, go for early vote to the county. Every year, last 2-3 times I did early vote. Just go to the country. They have a booth. They have a there, sign up one paper, one and board. Easy. And this year more easier because of by mail. So my opinion, there is no time for talk. Now for action. So I request all of you guys, call surrounding you, who are living around you, and call them to come for the vote. So thanks for everybody's, and thanks Sarapat and Babu to give me a chance to say something. So thank you very much. I don't want to take more time because a lot of people wants to talk.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Coordinator.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And next is Adnan Islam from New York.
Hi, good evening. This is Adan Islam. I'm the Women's Committee chair of Queen's Chapter Assam, and I'm also an adjunct faculty of Art and Physical Science Department of York College, CUNY. So as a science teacher, my responsibility goes for science, and that is Biden. Obviously, that is Biden. That Moshumi also has, pointed out that actually in presidential debate, Biden has committed to support Paris Accord, which is known as COP21. I'm not going to lecture it. If I go for lecture, then it will take whole night. But in that agreement, world leaders agreed to limiting the carbon emission below 2 degrees centigrade. So and that is what Biden is going to support. So this is my responsibility to inform people that the future of our beloved planet Earth is on ballot now. And another reason, that's why I'm supporting Biden-Kamala campaign, that is being a mother of a developmental disabled child, an autistic child, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my Medicaid waiver for my son. So, future of our children's health, future of our elderly people's health is on ballot now. So this is the time we have to use our ballot to bring the right people. So this was what actually why we are supporting. And now I'm going to what we are doing from New York, from my women's committee of Queen's Chapter Asal. We are every day we are making phone calls. We are joining in Bangladeshis for Biden campaign as our name on top of, my name is now BD Adan. Everybody's name is BD, BD, uh, on top our title is BD now. So we are doing a lot of things here. So I don't want to elaborate my lecture. I would like to thank Mr. Sharapat Hussain for inviting me in such a wonderful meeting, and you are such a good leader and you organizer. I'm very happy to see that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adnan Islam. Next speaker is Communist Islam from Maryland, and I want to recognize US News Online. US News Online is, I think, is there doing the live. So please, thank you, Mr. Selim. US Online. I'm announcing the name. US News Online. He's a great guy. So, and then I'm gonna go to state. We have few leaders. Next is Joshim Bhuya from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Sharadhushan Babu Bhai, to be in here tonight. Good evening, friends. I am sending my warmest greeting to you and your family tonight. Tonight, I want to talk to you about Biden and Kamala Harris and how important they are for the presidential election and for our American government. So I think this guy, the Mr. President right now in America, who running, he destroyed the whole country. So we are in the right now we are in the prestigious crisis. This guy, this president, is unable to handle the America and represent the America to the whole world. We are in the crisis. That's why we should, on the November 3rd, we should go to the boat and to call our family and friends on November 3rd for the voting for the Mr. Biden and Kamala Harris, or earlier, we should vote for them. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Sharadhushan Babu, for calling me tonight in here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joshim. I want to recognize Miss Fatima Johara from Virginia. Thank you, Fatima, for joining here. Next speaker is from Georgia, Mr. Hussein Ali. Please speak. I know you guys are waiting a lot. Thank you so much. Accept our apology being late. We are team. Go ahead, please. Unmute. Ali bhai, you are great. Speak. Unmute and speak.
Speak. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ আলী হোসেন। আমি জর্জিয়া আসেলের প্রেসিডেন্ট এন্ড বাংলাদেশ বাইডেন হ্যারিসের ডাইরেক্টর। আমি এবং জর্জিয়া গুনাইট কাউন্টির ডেমোক্রেটিক পার্টির এক্সিকিউটিভ কমিটি মেম্বার। আমি এখানে ডেমোক্রেটিক পার্টির সাথে প্রায় 20 বছর জড়িত। বিভিন্ন বাংলাদেশ সমিতির সাথেও জড়িত ছিলাম, বিভিন্ন সংগঠনের সাথে জড়িত ছিলাম। কাজে এখানে যদি 30,000 35,000 বাঙালি থাকে তা আমরা চিনিয়ারই অনেকের যা তো কাজ করতেছি। আমি কিছু পোস্টার পাইছি, বাইডেন পোস্টার পাইছি, হ্যারিস বাইডেন পোস্টার পাইছি, এবং দেশি সংগঠন নামে একটা পোস্টার করছে, ওদের পাইছি। সিনেটর শেখ রহমান কিছু পোস্টার দিছে আমাকে আইনা, এগুলো আমি বিলি করতেছি। শুক্রবারে মসজিদ থেকে বাড়িয়ে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় বিলি করছি, আমরা কাজ করতেছি। আশা রাখি আল্লাহ যদি বাঁচায় আগামী রবিবারে আমরা একটা মিটিং করব, নেক্সট সানডে এট 3। আপনারা সবাই দাওয়াত ইনশাআল্লাহ। তবে আমরা খাওয়া দিব, আপনার মতন খালি মুখে রাখবো না ইনশাআল্লাহ। ভালো থাকেন। God bless America.
Thank you, Ali
Thank you
Hussein
so
Bhai.
much. Next speaker, thank you so much, Mr. Hussein Ali from Georgia. Next is Kabir Islam from Maryland. Please say a few words, and we're gonna go states again.
So who?
Kabir Islam from Maryland. Are you finished?
Oh, Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Good evening, everybody. Today's moderator and state director, not only director, he's the great leader for Washington DC area, Mr. Sharafat Hossain Babu, to give me a chance to join with Virginia team. Today, I spoke like a little bit different way. Like if you go to the South Asian for Biden's website, you will find one director name is Mr. Rashid Chakshi. He's director for Virginia, DC, and Maryland. So I propose, or not only propose, I demand from Mr. Anis Ahmed and our great ambassador, Dr. Usman Siddiq, to put Mr. Sharafat Hossain Babu as a as a director of DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
It will bring not 30, 40, 50 people. He can bring to organize this region, because I am from Maryland. Our one side is Virginia, another side is Pennsylvania. Both is battleground. We need more great leadership to bring the people to this team. That's why I demand Mr. Sharafat Hossain Babu to put him as a director of those areas. Like which one you can find our national director, Mr. which one I mentioned earlier. And I propose today another one, like DC, Maryland, Virginia area, Pennsylvania area. We can make a car rally, and every car, like if we can make 100 car, bring 100 car for a rally, and and each car or van has our like banner.
This is our new idea. Thank you, Mr. Kobi. Yes.
Yeah, Bangladeshi for Biden. Then we can from Alexandria. Then we can go to.
Even we're gonna march to White House area also. No problem.
Yeah. Like I want to start from Alexandria, Crystal City, then White House, then come to Bethesda, Baltimore, and we will end like Philadelphia.
Yeah, we will do. Great. Yes.
Yeah, we want to do one day.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Each city, like we park our car and stand like one city 10 minutes, then go another city 10 minutes, go another city. We can go this way. It will then people will look, okay, the like 100 Bangladeshi people, they are trying to do publicity for Biden or Harris. This is I propose here today. And also I mentioned another things from last Wednesday. I'm organizing some event, like each event. The first one is with my state delegate, Miss. The second one is with my Senator Nancy King. She mentioned before yesterday, like if Joe Biden elected our president, then every new home buyer will get $10,000.
We get a $10,000. Yes, good. I heard that. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why, like, it is. If you go back like 2008, that time you can remember, like Obama give us who buy the house, they will get like $8,000 credit. It is one kind of that, one kind of that kind of credit. So it will help us, the poor people, like who is working people, to get to become a new homeowners. It will help us. So
Thank
also,
you, Mr. Kobi. Yeah.
Yeah. Just my last word is.
Yes, go ahead.
This Thursday, I have one event with our honorable Congressman, David Tron. He will come with us 2 o'clock. So please join with us. I will provide Zoom link with Mr. Sharafat Hossain Babu. He can spread. So I invite everybody to join our.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kobi. Thank you, Mr. Kobi. I will go next to our state of Pennsylvania, Mr. Kazi Rahman, who became first actually acting Acting State Director for Pennsylvania, Mr. Anis just announced. So Mr. Kazi Rahman, say a few words. Thank you. We're going to wrap up within 15 minutes. We have like 4, 5, or 6 speakers. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Good evening and namaste. Really, I'm so honored to be with you guys. And first of all, I'm very grateful because you give me the opportunity to work with your team and also the responsibility, which is not easy. So all is here, leader of leader. I know that all I can see, Babu Bhai, Anis Bhai, our honorable ambassador, Siddiqui Bhai, whoever, everybody, our founder, leader, and founder president of ASAL, Map Besba Bhai. We had like a Secretary General, Muhammad Karim Chaudhuri, all of you. I am very grateful to you. First of all, whatever in my mind, I see that really I am sick, like 102 degree temperature. I just finished that 3 to 5:30 one meeting, and then I started with yours meeting. Just sitting, then I see I can't sitting it. That's why I'm on a bed. Anyway, I'm happy to be with you guys. Pray for me, please. So whatever I see that one, there is only 3 things: vision, mission, and a game. So what is our vision? Our vision to go for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and whoever is all the local, our Democrat people or Republican, doesn't matter. We have to go through. Second thing, our mission. What is the mission? We have to get the collect. We have to work. We're not going to do that, just talk. We just go find this list, go with them. Even we can walk our neighbor. It doesn't matter. South Asian, even on American, we can talk. Because from my knowledge, I'm last almost 35 years in America. I see a lot of, local people. They're very friendly. All my neighbors, it's none of them Bangladeshi, but they're very friendly and we work together. So as here, we are a South Asian Bangladeshi for Joe Biden, National Council, like Kabir Bhai, whatever he suggests that, I love that. We can go through. We can go through by the group. Whenever Kabir Bhai comes in Pennsylvania, let us know before that. We'll announce some. Okay, say Kabir Bhai take a 10 car. We can maybe take a 5 car or 10 car. Doesn't matter. Still, it's going to be work. So, and then goal is to get a vote. Get a vote, get a vote. Doesn't matter which way. It's an absentee ballot or mail ballot or go in a voting, Also, we can say all the people still on Pennsylvania, we had on a registered voting up to October 19. Also in a census, I can tell you, the census, it was stopped on October 5th, but due to there was like a one district just court, it was a case. That's why they extended to October 31st. So you can do that too. So again, I'm not going to go too much. Please just pray for me and salam everybody. And thank you so much again and give me the opportunity and I'll try to my best. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, man. Next speaker is Asif Rahman Mokit. Please speak.
Mr. Swarapatan, one thing, just one thing I want to make sure here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard a lot of people say a lot of things. Make sure that we follow the campaign guideline.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure the guideline is totally different than what you are saying. It's totally different what you are saying. The campaign guideline is totally different. The state director knows about it. It has been told to the state directors. So a lot of things that COVID said, you can propose, not in a public forum.
I agree.
You are official. So be careful before you say anything in a public forum. State directors, be careful what you say in a public forum. You have, that guideline is totally strict. We have to follow. It's not, and we have to follow. Remember, we have to follow this strict guideline because we have to follow national, campaign rules too. So be careful what you say, and concise your statement. What you can do, not to ask. If you ask, follow the guideline, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed, for your
good advice.
Next speaker is Mokit Rahman. Asif Rahman Mokit next, please. Very brief because we're going to wrap up within 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Sharafat Bhai and Anis Bhai for organizing this, and thank you for MF Mahmoud Misbauddin for supporting us. I am the ASAL secretary for the local Virginia chapter, and I am also the voter registration coordinator for this platform here. Uh, I wanted to mention two things here. I'm not taking it long. So first of all, we need to all need to vote for the Biden and the Harris ticket, just because for the demographic that we are here, the population we're here, they work the best for uh, our interest. So if you already done your research, you know that. If you haven't done your research, please do it. And then if you don't want to do your research, plus just believe in it that the foreign policy, the economic policy, and the social justice that they're going to bring Biden and Harris, that's going to be good for all of us. Now, second thing is, as the voter registration coordinator, I need to remind you in Virginia, the deadline for the voter registration is the 13th of October. So if you haven't registered for vote yet, please register yourself. Before even you can vote, you need to do that. And then register anybody that haven't registered yet. I just registered my wife a week ago because I just found out that she was not a voter. So we need to register first, take advantage of this last 2 days and do it. And then we will go and vote. Everybody needs to register and vote. And that's my request to everyone. Pass the information and all the best for us. And we'll keep working till the election is over. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Mugen.
Next is Saleh Ahmed Malik from New York. Miss Mazba and Mr. Karim, we will do a card rally under Mr. Selim's leadership with you guys in New York as well. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Saleh Ahmed Malik from New York.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. First of all,
Ashab, you are next, and then we go state.
Secondly, I hope everyone is doing good oil. Today, I want to discuss my support for Joe Biden as a Democrat. I believe that the work he has done has helped our society and reach our community. That is why I believe he should be the leader of America. Right now, our nation faces many issues because of Donald Trump. His policy encourages violence and hate. As a citizen, I will not tolerate this. Therefore, I will vote for Joe Biden as a president, and also as a vote for Kamala Harris as vice president. I am not only give the vote, me, my wife, my son, and also my daughter vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I hope November 3rd, 2020, the peoples of America give the vote Joe Biden and will be win popular and electoral vote. I am highly appreciate my respectable brother and also my respectable political leader, Mr. Sharafuddin Babu, Mr. Joshua, and I am grateful all activities. Thanks, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Saleh Ahmed Malik. Next is Farooq Hussain from New Jersey, the state director. Farooq, why are you looking great? Speak, please, unmute and speak. Farooq Hussain from New Jersey, state director for Bangladeshis for Biden.
Respected Bangladeshi and South Asian leader, Assalamu alaikum. And I'm not taking too much because everybody already explaining about how important this election, why we will vote Joe Biden and why we will support him. Before that, we are Bangladeshi, we all are leader, but we are talk more, but less work. I'm encourage you guys, please work more and talk less. I just finished for New Jersey. The team, we are 5 people work Michigan today. The 6 p.m. I finish and join here this meeting. And I have been working like double. I'm here in Florida, working for union last 2 months in the ground, like battleground. And I'm working also New Jersey, my state. And I request everyone, I'm not going too much, explaining.
very important. I heard Mr. Debangsha explaining about how we can win. This is like battleground state, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Michigan. If we win all swing states, these three, Democrat win, then Joe Biden will be president, and he got a total 278 the electoral vote. Total he need to own 270, then 278 8 vote more. But we need to make sure Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida we win. And I request everyone, please, we did today the phone banking, the Michigan, and whoever like our New York and other state, you guys gonna vote your state and help for other state like Pennsylvania, Florida, and Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio, whatever we need it, our battleground state. And I'm not going to too much. Everyone need to speak, and here is the prayer time also. Thank you so much. And we need to work more, and we need to like we are very behind about like other community like Indian community and other Bangladeshi, because everybody is leader, there is no workers. Bengali all are leader. Whoever is any committee, everybody want a president, everybody want a director, but they are not working. I am urged, please everyone working hard. This is our lives and everything this election. Our respected leader Misbauddin already explained why we will vote Biden. If Trump come again, we are going to back 30 years again. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Sarapat Bhai, from President of ASAL and Director of Bangladeshi for Biden, Washington, D.C. State. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Farooq Hussain from New Jersey, the state director. Thank you. And the next speaker is Ashraf Hussain from New York. Ashraf Hussain, and then I can see Maksuda Khanum. You can speak after Ashraf. Next.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, moderator Janab Sharafuddin Babu and all other panelists giving us opportunity. So I'm just like telling one thing. We need like before 3rd November, vote for Biden and Harris. Wake up and vote for Biden and Harris. We have to plan like early vote, ballot post, and like polling vote. So I'm request all Bangladeshi, basically New Yorker. I'm as a New Yorker, so wake up earlier vote and like polling vote, whatever we have to wake up. We can vote. Thank you for giving us like opportunity. Thank you, Sarafuddin Babu, all panelists. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Maksuda Khanum next. Maksuda Khatun. Are you there, Maksuda Khatun? If you're not there, next speaker is Fatima Zohra from Virginia.
She already speak.
Fatima Zohra from New York spoke. Fatima Zohra from Virginia, I think they're praying. Next speaker is, I can see here, Mr. Mamoon from Maryland, please. Abdul Muttalib Mamoon, please, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Assalam. We have only 5-6 minutes left, so we're gonna wrap up. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for everyone to join today, and I apologize for a little delay. I hope everything go well, and we go for Biden. Thank you.
Next speaker, thank you, Mr. Mamoon. Next speaker is Qazi Rahman from Virginia. Qazi Rahman, I can see you. Please unmute and speak. There's another Qazi Rahman from Virginia. This is Qazi Bhai, please speak up. Are you there? Okay, I think he's gone. Is anybody I'm missing from our Biden for Bangladeshis?
Assalamu alaikum, Baijan.
Yes, Fatima Zohra, I announced your name. Yes, go ahead.
আমি কি কিছু বলবো? আচ্ছা ঠিক
Yes,
আছে।
please speak for Biden.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, all brother and sister. I am Fatima Zohra I live in Washington, D.C. I am vote for Biden. I am telling my all community vote for Biden to 2020. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima Zora. Thank you so much. Next is Hassan Chaudhary from Maryland. And I think that's we're gonna wrap up. And thank you, USA News Online. Thank you so much, Mr. Selim, for your live broadcasting. Hassan Chaudhary from Maryland. And then I will ask Mr. Anis Ahmed to conclude our meeting with few smart words. Mr. Hassan, unmute and speak. Mr. Hassan, are you there? Okay, Mr. Hassan is not listening, so we're gonna pass. Next, Mr. Anis Ahmed. Ziauddin Ahmed, are you there? Mr. Ziauddin, are you there? I can see Mr. Samsul. Who is that? You can speak. Unmute and speak. We have only 5 minutes to go. Hassan Chaudhary, Samsul, Maksuda Khatun. If you are not there, we're going next to Mr. Anis Ahmed.
বাবু ভাই কাজী আজম আছে
Oh, Qazi Azam, please speak. Qazi Azam, please speak. Thank you for joining.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam. We are hearing. Go ahead. We're going to wrap up the meeting very soon, so everybody's waiting. Okay. So Anis Ahmed, are you there? The National Director, Mr. Anis Ahmed, unmute and. Hello, Mr. Anis Ahmed, are you there? Okay, আমি বলি নেই আপনাদের সবাইকে বাংলায় বলছি বিশেষভাবে ধন্যবাদ আমাদের আজকের অনুষ্ঠানটাকে অলংকৃত করার জন্য to all leaders. You guys are leaders of leaders. আমাদের মেইন জিনিসটা হলো আমাদের এখন আমি তো বক্তব্য দেই না, let me speak for a few minutes. That Virginia, Florida, I know these are matters, but most matter places are Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Texas and North Carolina, I believe. So we're gonna focus on Michigan first, Miss Maushumi. We're gonna be with you, and then Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is very, very strong with New York and all of us, and then we'll follow the other states. So I thank all of you guys. You guys being a long time, it's almost 2 hours. It's not easy to keep 30 plus members to be on 40, 50 members like 2 hours. Everybody is in and out. I really thank you all from bottom of the heart of our team. আমাদের অনেক ভুল ত্রুটি হলে আপনারা ক্ষমা দৃষ্টি দেখবেন, বাংলায় বললাম, অনেককেই দেরিতে দিয়েছি, ডোন্ট মাইন্ড, কারণ ভালো ভালো বক্তা যারা বড় লিডার তারা দেরিতে কথা বলে, তারা বসে থাকে, জুনিয়ররা কথা বলে আগে। I believe Mr. Ali Hussain উনি খুশি হয়েছেন যে আপনারা তো মুরব্বী, আপনারা লিডার্স অফ লিডার্স। Mr. Miss Mesba, Mr. Karim spoke first and I want him to speak again because অনেকেই Mr. Karimের ভ্যালুয়েবল স্পেস শোনে নাই তখন। সো আনিস ভাই বোধ নাই, আমি বলবো আপনাদেরকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। আমাদের অনেকগুলো ইভেন্ট হবে, ইউ গাইজ উইল সারপ্রাইজ। আমরা আমাদের টিমটাকে অনেক আপন করব। সো নেক্সট
আনিস ভাই আছে, আনিস ভাই আছে, আনিস ভাই শরাফত ভাই
আছে, লাইনে আছে,
আনিস ভাই আছে, আনিস ভাই।
You called my name. I was actually driving, so I couldn't join.
আনিস ভাই আছে?
জি, এটা কে বলছেন?
আলী হোসেন। আনিস ভাই আছে?
জি, আনিস ভাই লাইনে মিউট করে বলেন, নামাজ টামাজ পড়তেছে, উনি মিউট করা আছে।
ওকে, ঠিক আছে, ভালো থাকো। তো খোদা হাফেজ, খোদা হাফেজ, খোদা হাফেজ।
Thank you, Mr. Ali Hussain.
ধন্যবাদ।
Mr. Karim Chaudhary, just few words again because অনেকে আপনার কথা শুনে নাই। Karim Chaudhary from Staten Island.
ওকে ভাই, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আসসালামু করিম ভাই কি নাই? মিস মেজবা আপনার সেক্রেটারি সাহেব বোধহয় নাই। সো
মেজবা ভাই, মেজবা ভাই,
ভাই হাসান চৌধুরী লাইনে আছে।
মেজবা ভাই,
he didn't speak. Mr. Hasan Chaudhary, speak few words.
Thank you.
Mesba bhai.
I'm sorry, like you called my name and I was actually driving. So
Mesba bhai.
No problem. Okay, Miss Mesba, you have anything to say? we're gonna conclude our meeting after this. And thank you so much, everybody, being with us. Selim Bhai, please. Thank you so much.
Mezba bhai,
USA Online for doing live.
বাবু
Mesbah Bhai,
ভাই
Mezba bhai,
yes.
আজকে তো খাওয়াইলেন না সবাই রে দাওয়াত দিয়া এটা বাকি রইলো
এটা বাকি
hey
রইলো।
Mezba bhai koi? Babu bhai,
ভার্চুয়ালি খায় নেন ফারুক ভাই,
লাইনে আছে।
ফারুক ভাই ভার্চুয়ালি সেন্ড
hey Mezba bhai দেন তো একটু।
All ASA leaders, thank you so
Mezba
much.
bhai,
All Bangladeshis for Biden, thank you so much. New York, Maryland, Michigan,
hey Babu bhai, Mezba
Florida,
bhai দেন, Mezba bhai.
Atlanta, Georgia, everywhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you, Babu, for hosting this and give us some opportunity to speak.
So, okay, good night for everybody.
Thank
Khub
you. Thank you.
Kushalam. Thank you so much
স্পেশাল
again.
থ্যাঙ্কস
Thank
টু
you.
গো টু
Thank you.
সেলিম ভাই।
And work for Biden, hard work for Biden.